Aloha and happy Monday. Jim Kimo West, thank you for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Muriel. It's always a pleasure. It's really cool that you've been doing these live stream shows. Very awesome.
Well, you are going to be the last, probably the last special guest for a while, because next week we are planning to embark on our sailing trip. In fact, next Monday. That's
Wow.
if the weather holds up. That's the plan. And so the Monday Lives will transition into an update from the sailboat. So I'm going to try to
Wow.
find
Well,
a place where I have internet. So let's see.
you
Yeah.
could even play a little bit from the sailboat. Why not?
Why not? Yeah. So we're gonna give that a try, and see how it goes. But I thought it would be great to have you for a special guest for today for a couple of reasons. One is that you accompany us at our dinners as often as anyone else. You and Phil
What?
Keggy are our
No
dinner
way.
music many,
What?
many times, and
Aw.
we've so enjoyed your music. I want to thank you for that.
That made my day. Thank you.
Well, yeah, I mean, the other thing that probably made your day is when you won the Grammy this past
Well,
year.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was not expecting to even get nominated, but yeah, that was just amazing. I finally got it too. It's actually sitting on the mantle. They eventually send it to you. So it's it is sitting up there. It's
well,
like
thank you. Thank you.
incredible.
We have some alohas coming in from Tom Hankinson and from Gail White. They're,
Aloha
saying
no,
hey.
aloha no, yeah.
yep, New Jersey and Arizona. And you are calling in from, or videoing in, I guess you could say, from Los Angeles today, right?
Yep, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I spend a lot of time in Hawaii, but LA is my base. Has been for quite a while.
Ah,
It's hard to make a living in music in Hawaii. Really, it's guys just play in the hotels and it's kind of tricky. It's kind of tough. But
Well,
I used to do a lot of music for film and TV. So of course, LA was the place for that. And I don't do as much of that anymore. But eventually, I'll get back to Hawaii full time at some point.
well, let's go to Hawaii right now if you'd play us a tune.
Yeah,
bring
you want to
us
do
there.
one together here on something? Want to do a little?
I'll try to just join in.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to my trip in November. I'm going to go to Kauai. It's one of my favorite places in Hawaii, and I was thinking maybe we'd do this little tune. Elizabeth Kealoha. It's a beautiful tune called Aloha Kauai, and it's usually it's a vocal song, but we'll just do it instrumentally. It's in the key of G, and. So it goes something like this. Hey, take one. All
Oh,
right.
that's fun stuff. It just reminds me of being in Hawaii and getting together with, all the old players and just that kind of relaxed feel. And you can just kind of feel where the music is going to go.
Yeah, Hawaiian music just is one of those musics that just sounds like the place, especially when you hear like the steel guitar and you're down by the ocean and the moon is silvery, full moon on the ocean, and the trade winds are blowing in the palm trees, and you hear that steel guitar, and it's just like, this music is exactly like the place.
Wow. Well, where we are going to be sailing is quite different, quite the other direction. We're going to be sailing up north to
Yes, yeah.
Maine, to the state of Maine. So very different terrain there. We went for a shorter trip last year, only 5 weeks, and that time there were just adventures every day.
That sounds
Yeah.
amazing.
So I'm really looking forward to this. It'll be my longest sailing trip ever.
Just the solitude of being out there in the ocean is just amazing. It's just
Yeah.
I can't even imagine. I've been on sailboats, but nothing like that. No trips like that.
Well, it'll be many new experiences for me too, and I look forward to sharing that with people on the Monday Lives. And also, I just put up a page on my website. So if you go to my website, there's a page that says Acoustic Sailing, and that's where you can go to the videos that Brian has been putting together of our travels.
Right.
And then I'm going to have a first mate's log there, where I'll try to update as whenever I can get a signal. And we have a patron page, so if you want to follow along with us, we've got some special things we do for the patrons. They get to have the...
So I know you like to cook. So what do you do on the boat? What do you do for food on the boat?
We
just drag a line and catch a fish, or
we try to catch some fish. We didn't have much luck last year, so the
Yeah.
fish there's not as many fish in the ocean, I don't think, as there used to be. But we also are bringing our cookbook, Acoustic Chef, and some of the ingredients for that. So we actually do plan to make some of the things out of our cookbook on the
Nice.
tour. And in addition to that, we are bringing with us some ukuleles. And
right.
Sam
right.
Ash and Hungry for Music have donated the ukuleles to give away to some school music programs along the coast as we go.
That is very sweet. That is really cool.
Yeah, so if anyone is listening from anywhere along the coast of Massachusetts or Maine, you can follow along with us. Run out to the pier with some fresh vegetables, and we would be so appreciative.
Yeah. That's great. Well, speaking of ukuleles, I think you said you had an ukulele there. You might want to play a little bit. What do you think? You want to pick it up
I've never
and do
played
something?
an ukulele before.
Oh, come on! It's always a first time.
Sure, there's always a first. But I just brought this out. This is one of the Sam Ash
Oh, that's nice.
ukuleles that they're donating. Well, you told me how to tune it, so we got that much. My dog has fleas.
That's
and
right.
who'd have known?
My dog has fleas.
That's right.
That's the key right there. Well, it's interesting because the word ukulele in Hawaiian, an uku is like a little flea or a louse or something, and lele means to jump. So it technically means jumping flea. So I think, the Portuguese basically brought the instrument over that became, the Portuguese immigrants brought the instrument that became the ukulele. And I think, when the Hawaiians saw them playing it, really fast strumming, they likened it to a jumping flea. So that's where it comes from, ukulele.
Wow.
Now, just like a waterfall is a vailele, mean jumping water,
Oh, okay.
leaping water, yeah. So it's
Well, I'll
that's
just call this my jumping flea from now on.
yeah, the jumping flea, of course.
Yeah, I'll
that's
just pick
it.
up my jumping flea here.
So anyway, we'll talk about maybe doing this great old song from the Big Island of Hawaii. There's a beautiful love story that takes place in the Waipio Valley. It's a really remote valley, just native Hawaiians living down there, and very quiet place. And there was a great story that this songwriter Sam Leah wrote many years ago about two lovers in the valley, and it's in Hawaiian, so feel free to sing along. But it's about two lovers, and also about all the gossip about the lovers. So there's a lot of kaona, what they mean, meaning like they're talking about, chattering birds. Where what they're really talking about is, the people gossiping about this love affair. But anyway, I'm going to play in this. Let's see if C6 tuning, which is interesting tuning that a lot of steel guitar players play in this tuning, and I'll get a little bit to that a little later. But
so let's see, a C on the ukulele is this?
A C would be for you.
No, this would be
like
this.
A G. Yeah,
This
G,
would be
like
this
a
would
G
be
chord on the ukulele.
This would be a C. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's
my great
only,
knowledge of the ukulele is showing.
Yeah, no, you're
right.
picking it up. So I'll do a little intro, and then when we get into it, it's just the same thing over and over again. So you'll pick it up.
Kumaka ikenaya ilave ikapapulu imai au mau kele Kumaka ikenaya ilave ikapapulu imai au mau kele Pakele mai awi kanu I manu Auvala uni vai pio Pakele mai awi kanu I manu Auvala uni vai pio
Let's hear a little bit of that ukulele. On a hole.
Aole no awe lua o mai Aiuhi vai ano ke kua hive He hiva ana kamakua Ai lehia e no ke kuna No puna te alai hali o mai No hui ka vai lele au hila Aina ia mai ena kapuana Kumaka ka ikena ya hilave Kumaka ka ikena ya hilave Ika papulu mai au mau can ya he love he love he love he love
Well, I have no idea what this sounds like to the people out there with
I
the
know.
lag and
They say it doesn't really. They say you can't really do this live. I don't know. Whatever. It's just a little
yeah,
weird. But
this is for us anyway. This is
We just it's as long as we're having fun.
yeah. The Monday lives are not a performance; they're just a time for us to get together and make some
Absolutely,
music
yeah.
for fun and reconnect with old friends.
Absolutely. This is such a great idea. I'm so glad you've been doing these. It's so cool. Hawaiian music. I get into, I play all kinds of stuff. My day job is, I play with Weird Al. That's my day gig. So,
Yeah.
on that gig, of course, that's a rock and roll gig. And it's everything. It's all over the map, style-wise. But I love playing slack key. Acoustic finger style in general, just like you do. It's such a beautiful, just makes me feel good,
Yeah.
Feel good.
Well,
Feel good
what's
playing
it like playing with Weird Al? I mean, it must be some real experiences, I would think.
Yeah, it's a big rock show, so it's always fun to, you never have to schlep any of your gear. You just show up and they hand you your guitar and all that. It's like that's really nice. Of course, on our fingerstyle gigs, we're always carrying our guitars around and things, and and merch and everything. And on the Weird Al tour, it's it's very comfortable, and you travel very comfortably and everything. And but it's a blast. Al's a super nice guy. He's a really sweetheart, and he, we, like I say, musically, it's just all over the map. So you get to and I get to shred and play rock and roll solos, and I get to do all that kind of stuff and play for some big. The last tour we did, we played just a couple of years ago, just before the year before the pandemic started. We did a tour with a full orchestra every night, and conductor and full orchestra, backup singers, this huge tour. We were playing big, Red Rocks and all those kind of big venues, So that was pretty darn cool,
And then you get to hang out with the Hawaiian guys also. And we have a note here from Marty who really likes Gabby Pahanui. Do you know Gabby Pahanui?
Well, Gabby passed away in the 70s, so
yes.
I never did know him, but I was very good friends with his son Cyril, who actually
Yes.
also just passed away a few years ago. But Cyril and I were very, very good friends. And
Yes,
I
I
played
met
with
Cyril at the Chet Atkins convention.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
right.
Chet Atkins
Cyril is a
Appreciation
lovely
Song.
guy, and
Yes.
he, I played with him many times, and he was, he was very the Hawaiian Slacky community, is very accepting. Here's a guy from the mainland. Although I've been in Hawaii since the '80s, I'm not no stranger, but they were very accepting. I first played my first Slacky festival in Hawaii in 1999, and everybody was just like, "Hey, right on, brah, for keeping the tradition going," and they were like very accepting. And Cyril was so beautiful. I remember once at the Merry Monarch Festival, Cyril was, he liked to joke around, and he could be really funny, but every once in a while he'd be real serious, and he just looked at me once, and I knew it was something serious, and he was like, "Hey, Kimo," he said, "You one of us, brah." And it was just like, it just brought tears to my eyes,
That's great.
and
Well,
it still
the way you
does,
play, it feels like I'm there.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate that.
Oh, thank you.
I wonder if you could play on one of my tunes.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
what,
I'll give it a shot.
See how it would transform it. And we have some more hellos out there to Robert, and Bunny is popping in and says hey.
Awesome. Aloha, you guys.
Yes, aloha.
Aloha ahi ahi on the East Coast. That's evening. Means evening.
Ah,
Good evening.
okay.
Aloha ahi ahi. As opposed to Aloha Kakahiaka, which was good morning.
Well, maybe I'll do an evening one. We'll do Night Lights. And this is one from the Eclipse CD.
Cool. Well, I don't really know it, but I'm just going to give it my best.
Just wander in wherever you feel inspired.
Okay.
Yes.
Nice.
Aw,
that was
that
pretty
was-
sweet for the first time.
Yeah, lovely stuff that you played in there.
Imagine if we sat down and worked it out.
Oh, it would never be as good.
You're probably right.
You know, it makes me think maybe we should record something together someday, like for
Absolutely,
real, an album or
absolutely.
something. You know?
I mean, let's just do that and turn the mics on, man.
Yeah, it sounds great.
That was fun. That was beautiful playing. I mean, just that harp guitar and all the finger on the harmonics. Wow, fantastic.
Oh, and your fills were just gorgeous in there. So
Oh, thank you.
I
Yeah,
really
it just,
enjoyed
well,
that.
it just felt natural. It was one of those things where it's just, you're carrying the tune, and it's so beautiful, and all I have to do is just do the easy stuff, throw little things on top.
Well, let's say a couple hellos here.
Sure.
Karen says, hello, Acoustic Sailing. I guess she's an Acoustic Sailing subscriber. So thank you. Oh, in fact, it was on Monday Live when I asked people if they would please subscribe to Acoustic Sailing, and people came flooding in. It was so much fun. And so now we have enough subscribers that it's a real legitimate YouTube channel. So thank you for
right.
that. Fledgling channel is now becoming a big deal. And right after this, there's going to be another episode that's going to go live. So right at 7:30, in a few minutes. Ooh.
Coming up, yeah.
So yeah. So thank you, Karen, for saying that. And also we've got David here from Southern Oregon coast. Great. And does anyone know the Stephen Reynolds Quartet? Do you know the Stephen Reynolds Quartet? No,
I don't.
guess they're up there.
Afraid not.
Yeah, and mahalo there from Stan as well, and another hello to Bob. So great to see you popping in. And also after we finish, I'll text some more hellos back to you. So if you're texting in later, if I miss you, we'll text later. And I think we should finish off with one more tune, but first I wanted to let everyone know about your new album. I tell you, I so
Right.
enjoyed your last one, and I love the Hawaiian things, and then when you departed from the Hawaiian and went to some other things, it still had that heart in it, and so
Oh, thank
really
you.
appreciated both of those projects that we've listened to. So what's
Well,
the new one?
The new one is called Kahonua Maluhia, which means peaceful world. I actually have a copy of it right here. It's a beautiful. The cover art is by one of my favorite artists, Harry Wishart. He's on the Big Island of Hawaii. This is a painting, by the way. It's not a photograph. It's really. See if I
Let
can
me
get
see if
up
we can see
close.
that a little bigger here.
Yeah, it's really. He's quite an amazing artist, and I've had my. I was very lucky to have him do my cover art. But anyway, it's a very chilled out Hawaiian slack key. I'll show it. Is that
There we
look any
go.
better? There we go. Yeah. Anyway, it's a very chilled out Hawaiian slack key. All original compositions, like the last couple of records. And I sent you a copy, but of course I sent it to Nashville, so you'll probably get it who knows when.
Yes, as you see from behind me, we are in Long Island right now. Normally I do my live streams either from the kitchen or the back porch, and so today we are on the front porch. So if
okay.
you hear some rushing sounds behind me, that is the ocean there.
I can hear it. I can totally hear it.
Or maybe that's
yeah.
the wind.
Yeah.
Ocean's a little further away over there, yeah. So
Sounds like the ocean. You can,
yeah, okay. Well, maybe you can hear it from here. So, and this is where we'll be departing from, right out that way.
right there, huh? Wow,
Yes.
amazing.
Yes,
You just close up the house and you get on the boat.
that's right.
Wow.
So,
That's exciting. Have you ever thought about maybe sailing down in the South Pacific or something? You could fly down there and, pick up a barebone, whatever they call it, a bareback charter.
that sounds
or
like a great idea. Yeah.
There's all these islands
Yeah.
down there that, and a lot of the small islands, they don't get people there very often. I mean, because the boats, they usually have a boat that comes and services the island, once every few weeks or something. But that would be my dream. Get down to
Yeah. Brian
down to
has talked about that.
Polynesia and say, I mean, obviously not taking your boat, but flying down there and picking one up, and that would be super cool.
Well, our boat is a very old one, or I should say Brian's boat, and this year needs a lot of repairs because at the end of the season last year it went up on the rocks. Yep, so he was fiberglassing it, and also we were lucky last year that one of the a piece of wood that the stay attaches to that holds the mast up was starting to give.
Oh my
And
God!
So
Wow.
yeah, so Brian got that and fixed that up. So he's quite the handyman when it comes to
Well,
boats. And
that's
then
important
thanks to
stuff.
our patrons, we now have a new mainsail. And we are going to give it our old one, a proper burial. It would rip with every wind that came by. We had Brian had to keep sewing it back together again.
Yeah. They deteriorate out over time. Yeah.
Yes, so that's exciting to have a mainsail that won't need constant repair. So,
That's fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
it sounds like quite an adventure. I hope you guys have a great time and keep us all posted on what's going on out there on the ocean. And hope you catch some fish too.
We will. We will, and I look forward to hearing your album when it comes back. So if people want to pick it up, do they just go to your website? I will link that also on my links page.
You can, if you'd like an actual physical CD, you can go to jimkimowest.com. It's JIMKIMOWEST.com. And there's links there to get either a download or the CD or all that stuff. Or if you're a streaming, if you like Spotify or Pandora, I'm on there as well. Just look me up, Jim Kimo West and I think the new one will come up first. But yeah, I'm out there, it's like out there everywhere.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll look forward to responding to some of the texts that are coming in later. But I think that we want to finish up so that I can go over to the Acoustic Sailing channel and check out the next episode, because I haven't seen the whole thing myself. So I'd love to see it.
Well, I appreciate you having me on, Muriel. It's always great to hang out with you. And next time we got to do it in person and set up some mics and do some recording.
We will. I think
I would love that.
Great.
Yeah. I would love to do that, and whether it's Nashville or L.A. or Hawaii
or Hawaii.
Wherever.
I vote for Hawaii.
Okay.
In fact, I do have a gig in Hawaii at the Volcano Arts Center.
That's a lovely
in January.
place. I've played there. Yeah, that's lovely up there. Yeah, Volcano Arts Center is a lovely place.
So you can come join me there, right?
Wow. When is it? In January?
January. Yeah. I'll have to go to my own website and look it up.
There's a chance I might be over there. It's January is one of my favorite times to go after Christmas. It's a little quiet and the weather's beautiful, and it's always beautiful. It's always nice.
Okay, well let's shoot for that. That's plan A.
Okay.
Well, what do you want to finish off with? And maybe I could accompany with something. I don't know.
Yeah. How about I was in this C6 tuning a little while ago, and I was thinking, and we were talking about steel guitar, and I was thinking, it might be kind of cool to do this old tune, and you'll recognize it. You'll be able to play right along with it because it was a famous tune. In fact, it might be the most famous steel guitar song ever written. Yeah. And I like to talk about steel guitar because steel guitar evolved out of slack key. In the late 1800s, a young Kamehameha school dropout, this guy Joseph Kekuku, who I actually know a lot of his family, he actually, he had a guitar, which people had in open tunings, the slack key tunings. He just accidentally dropped his steel comb on the guitar, and it, made the sliding sound, and he was like, wow, that's an interesting sound. He started playing with it. And then he started working on the concept. He went to his shop class and milled a steel bar, and he raised up the action so it was higher. And that became, back then they called it Hawaiian guitar, but it was basically a regular guitar played on the lap, and that's how steel guitar started.
I had no idea of that story.
Yeah,
wow.
And I just played at this tiki bar on Saturday. I played a celebration of Sam Nainoa's life, who was his cousin, and they both sort of together got the steel guitar rolling, and they both were fantastic players, and eventually toured the mainland, in the 20s, 30s, playing, the vaudeville circuit and stuff like that, these little Hawaiian trios, and that exposed the mainland to steel guitar, and that's when it started picking up. In the South, they played in the South, and a lot of the blues guys started imitating it with the bottlenecks, But anyway, this is a steel guitar song, and it's in C, and it's just like a 1-6-2-5, but you'll recognize it. And then it has a bridge that's like 4 and 4 minor. Yeah, you'll recognize it.
Well, I may switch to this instrument mid-stride here. We'll see.
Yeah, whatever. But you'll recognize it. So it's like.
Okay, and hi to Janet Robin. She's just waving at us there.
Aloha. All right, so this is called Sleepwalk, Santo and Johnny. All right, your first ukulele gig.
That's right.
Well, I was here to witness it.
That's right. It'll be history. Well, maybe not.
Wow, you were getting
thank
those
you.
strums. It was like, yeah, those little tremolos, and that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's been great then, and I want to thank Sam Ash again for donating these ukuleles for us to
Cool.
drop off along the coast, and Hungry for Music as well. And this is through the Music for Life Alliance. So, and next Monday. So don't miss next Monday. That's going to be the push off. So hopefully I'll have signal where we are.
I'm going to be tuning in for that. That
Oh,
sounds
good,
awesome.
good. There's no telling what's going to happen next Monday. All right. Okay. Well, thanks so much, and let's do this again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Muriel. And
Thank you.
again, we gotta, let's try and figure out a time where we can get together and record some stuff. I would love that.
Yes.
It'd be really
yes.
fun. Yeah.
Jim Kimo West. Okay. Well, so long.
Muriel Anderson. Aloha, you guys.
Aloha. Aloha.